Hello, fellow patriots, and welcome to Red Rights and You. Today we're getting down and dirty from diving into the left's filthy, bottomless pit of endless mudslinging. In an act of last-minute desperation, they're scrambling like flies on Kamala's word salads to find every insult in the book to throw at Trump. As is their normal method of hypocrisy, they are acting out against him using even worse language than what they've condemned him for using towards others. The man's been called everything from Hitler to disrespectful to the military, with a few racists, fascists, and bigots sprinkled in. But while they're busy dusting off the thesaurus, let's take a moment to walk through some of his achievements that they hope you'll ignore, which disprove their allegations. So grab your mask and beggar's bucket because we're about to debunk their tricks with a stack of Trump's treats. Let's start with Native Americans. Did you know Trump signed 3 bills specifically to benefit Native communities? One compensated the Spokane tribe for land lost ages ago. Another funded language programs, and the third gave the Little Shell tribe of Chippewa Indians federal recognition. Now, does that sound like a guy who's out to destroy cultures? And while the left shouts about social justice, Trump was busy making animal cruelty a federal felony. So take those dogs and cats off the menu, because if you're an animal abuser, you've got something to fear under Trump. Meanwhile, he signed the FOSTA-SESTA Acts to help states and victims crack down on online sex trafficking. A huge win for those looking to protect the most vulnerable. Moving over to veterans, Trump created the White House VA hotline staffed by actual veterans and their family members. It's like a VA hotline with people who actually understand VA issues. Plus, he signed orders to ensure mental health treatment for veterans transitioning to civilian life. Nothing says disrespectful to the military quite like dedicated support for our veterans, right? One of Trump's biggest legislative hits, the First Step Act, a criminal justice reform bill addressing unjust sentencing laws that disproportionately hurt Black Americans. It reformed mandatory minimums and expanded sentencing discretion for nonviolent offenses. Nearly all those who benefited from retroactive sentencing reforms were Black. Also, he boosted funding for historically Black colleges and universities, forgave Hurricane Katrina-related debt for HBCUs, and was even awarded the Bipartisan Justice Award by an HBCU for his criminal justice reforms. All of this while the left yells racist. And then there's Kamala Harris, who ironically has some skeletons in the closet of her own. If you think Halloween is scary, that ain't nothing compared to the evil left. Remember, as Attorney General of California, she was locking up people left and right on minor drug charges, including over 2,000 Black Americans. And to top it off, she kept them past their release dates to use as what some might call state-sponsored labor. Others might call it modern-day slavery. Her open border policies have invited sex traffickers to help themselves to migrant children who have been abandoned and isolated. Not to mention drug dealers, rapists, and murderers who are getting all access passes, making our country the Disneyland for illegals. But don't worry, our tax dollars are also being used to fund foreign wars and fight enemies who we provided with billions of dollars to fund terrorist groups with weapons which are being used now to kill the same allies that we are now putting boots on the ground to protect. Yet with all the policy moves Trump made to benefit minority communities and support equality, somehow the left continues to cast him as a fascist. Meanwhile, Trump appointed 5 openly gay ambassadors and launched a global initiative to decriminalize homosexuality. For someone so oppressive, he's making strides that ought to have the left cheering. If only he had a different letter next to his name. So there you have it. The left might keep shouting, but as the saying goes, facts don't care about feelings. It's going to be an interesting run to the wire, folks. Stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss what comes next. Please take the time to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and spread the word. And until then, stay the course, stay strong, and stay patriotic. God bless you all, and God bless America.